Let us go back to Ramayanam. We had left where Ravana had forcefully carried Sita to his Pushpaga aircraft, and in that Ravana was taking Sita to Lanka. A couple of small incidents before he reached Lanka. The first was that the eagle by name Jatayu found Ravana's aircraft moving towards the south, and he heard cries from that and found Sita in it. So he knew right away that Ravana is, because Sita was alone, Rama was not there. So Jatayu realized that there was something wrong. Jatayu was a family friend of Rama and his father Dasharatha. So he knew that Ravana was forcefully taking Sita. So he came and blocked Ravana, saying, Ravana, where are you taking her? While I am alive, you have to fight me, defeat me, and then only you can move any further. And with that, with both the wings and with the beak, with the what is called claws from the feet, Jatayu attacked Ravana. There was a fierce fight between the two, and ultimately Ravana with his sword cut the two hands of Jatayu, and helpless Jatayu fell down from the heaven, from the sky, on the ground. And then Ravana proceeded to Lanka. Meanwhile, Rama, after killing Maricha, came hurriedly to the ashrama because he was worried about Sita. But he hoped that Lakshmana will be there looking after Sita. But then he found Lakshmana on the way, and Rama asked him, Lakshmana, why are you here? You are supposed to guard Sita. I had asked you not to go anywhere. Why did you abandon her? Then Lakshmana said, brother, please pardon me. It was not my will. I had refused to move away, but Sita used so strong language that I had to come after you. Sita thought that your life was in danger, and I tried to console her, saying, no, nothing will happen to you. But Sita was adamant. Sita thought I had evil intentions after you die. So when she spoke in those terms, I couldn't bear anymore. I came looking for you. So Rama was worried. What would happen? What is that would have happened? So Rama and Lakshmana, they hurried to the ashram and found it vacant. They looked around. There was no trace of Sita. And then they found Jatayu bleeding, lying on the ground. It was still breathing. So Rama approached Jatayu and asked him, what has happened to you? Who has done this to you? Then Jatayu had no strength to reply to Rama's queries, and what is it called? Rama asked have you seen Sita? Where has Ravana taken her? Then the only thing Jatayu could do was place its head facing the south, and then with that it breathed its last. So with the remaining breath, it could give a indication, hint to Rama that it was in the southern direction that Sita has gone. And with that, Jatayu died, and Rama and Lakshmana performed the last rites of their friend Jatayu. And then they proceeded in the southerly direction, and they were accosted by a huge demon, which was what is it called, as tall as the sky, and blocking everything on the way. So it was so huge. It had no head, but had a mouth, eyes, everything on its belly. So it was taking food through the belly directly, through the mouth which was on the belly. It was called Kabandha, an animal without a head. And Kabandha caught Lakshmana by force and was carrying Lakshmana away. Must be to eat. And Lakshmana cried out, Rama, I am helpless. I can't free myself from this animal. What should I do? Rama looked and said, look, you have your sword. Chop one arm of the animal. Let me also chop its other arm. So Rama and Lakshmana chopped the left and right arms of the animal Kabandha. And then miraculously, in place of Kabandha, there appeared a Gandharva, alive. Gandharva bowed to Rama and said, I am Vishwavasu the Gandharva. I became a Kabandha by the curse of a Brahmin. I now go back to my place, but I know that Ravana has taken Sita to Lanka in the south. You must take the help of Sugriva to recover Sita. Sugriva with 4 of his friends, his ministers, are living on the mountain Rishyamuka. He is hiding from Bali, his elder brother. And Bali cannot come to Rishyamuka because of a curse, which is another story. We wouldn't have enough time to go into that. So go and have a treaty with Sugriva, help Sugriva, and then he will help you in turn. With that, the Vishwavasu Gandharva disappeared. So Rama and Lakshmana, as indicated by Vishwavasu, they moved in the southern direction and located the Rishyamuka mountain. And there Sugriva was hiding from Bali's attacks, accompanied by 4 of his ministers. They were, one was Hanuman and another was anyway, another, I forget the name now. And there were 2 more, Bainda, Dvivida, like that. Sugriva and 3 more. Jambavan was the other. uh, so they spotted Rama and Lakshmana in ascetic attire with bow and arrow approaching Rishimukha from a distance. So Sugriva sent Hanuman to find out who they were and why they were coming. And Hanuman approached them and found out that they were coming to meet Sugriva, and they had friendship in their mind and not any evil intention. So Hanuman brought them to Sugriva and they exchanged their news. Rama talked about Sita, how Sita was stolen by Ravana, and Sugriva mentioned that his brother Bali had by mistake taken Sugriva to be an enemy, so he was constantly attacking Sugriva. But since he couldn't come to Rishimukha because of a curse, Sugriva with his friends were living on that mountain. But Bali had a boon that if he fought with anybody, half the strength of the enemy would come to him automatically. So Sugriva fought many times with Bali. They were actually of equal strength, but because of this boon, always Bali won. And Rama said, okay, then let us do one thing. You challenge Bali one more time. This time I shall help you. I shall remain hiding and kill Bali from behind. And accordingly, Sugriva went and challenged. Bali was living in Kishkindha, in a cave. Sugriva called Bali for a duel again. There is a lot to be said about the background enmity between the two, but we don't have time. I just go by what as Ramayana narrated in Mahabharatam. And Bali was angry because of Sugriva calling him for a duel, even after losing to him many times. And Bali's wife, who was actually Sugriva's wife, forcefully kept by Bali, Tara was the name. Tara said, no, please don't go. There must be somebody who is behind Sugriva, otherwise he wouldn't dare to challenge you. But Bali was so sure of his own strength, he disregarded her protests and came to fight with Sugriva. And they fought fiercely, and Rama was looking for an opportunity to send an arrow to Bali, but the two looked absolutely alike. It was very difficult for Rama to find out who Bali and who Sugriva are. So in a break interval, Hanuman placed a garland around Sugriva's neck so that Rama could identify who Sugriva was. And then when the fight continued, Rama sent an arrow from his hiding position. It hit Bali, and fatally Bali fell down, and he wailed, who is the person who hit me like this, like a coward from a hiding position? Why did he do that? He could come straight and fight with me, or I could do whatever he wanted to do. And then Rama and Lakshmana came, and Rama told what was his mission. And Bali said, oh, I could have brought Sita from Ravana. I have defeated Ravana in battle many times in the past. He is nobody to me. He is insignificant. Anyway, so the arrow had done the damage and Bali died. In Ramayana, Rama is a model human being, model king. Rama is called Rama is Dharma Vigrahavan Dharma. Rama is Dharma in person. That he is a model human being, model king, everything. But there were two black marks on him. One was this, that he killed Bali not facing him from a hiding position, like a coward. Anyway, so that is the story how Rama killed Bali and helped Sugriva to recover his kingdom and his wife. Our time is up. I am stopping. Namaskaram.